30 years of Pokemon. This milestone should be the most exciting time to be a collector, a massive worldwide celebration of the franchise, and it has the potential to unify everyone from seasoned collectors to kids just opening their very first pack. But if you listen to the community right now, the feeling isn't pure excitement. It's more a complicated mix of anticipation and apprehension, and it all comes down to a collection of problems that have been building for years. The Pokemon Company has a history of creating celebration sets that are a high-stress financial gauntlet for the very fans that they're meant for, and that's where things get complicated fast. So today, let's break down exactly where this dread is coming from. Here's what the 30th anniversary looks like based on the community's biggest issues grounded in recent history. We'll also analyze how this turns the biggest Pokemon TCG event in recent years into a collector's nightmare. This isn't just about a few new expensive products, it's about a breakdown of trust between the company, its retailers, and the community. Let's start with the heart of the issue, the goal of collecting your favorite cards. For some, that's completing a master set, one of every card from an expansion, and for many others, it's simply about getting a beautiful card of a Pokemon that they love. But the 30th celebration set is structured to make this incredibly difficult. This structure centers around some of the most anticipated cards in the entire set. New alternate art versions of Espeon EX and Umbreon EX, along with futuristic rare Pikachus. The Espeon and Umbreon aren't just any cards, they are modern successors to some of the most beloved cards in the hobby, and the hype for them is astronomical, whether you're an evolution collector, a master set builder, or just someone who loves the art, and the Pokemon Company knows that. So where can you pull these cards? Not in booster packs, not in the Elite Trainer box. These cards are 100% exclusive to two different Ultra Premium collections, or UPCs. The alternate art Espeon is a guaranteed promo locked inside the day version of the UPC, and the alternate art Umbreon EX is locked inside a night version. And the special Pikachus are split between them as well. This is a very specific and strategic choice by the Pokemon Company, because for anyone who wants these cards, this means you are forced to purchase not one, but two of the most expensive products in the entire lineup. There is no other path. You can't get lucky with a booster pack, and the company has created an artificial wall and put some of the most desirable cards of the 30th anniversary set behind it. And let's talk about those boxes. Each UPC is a massive product containing 29 30th celebration booster packs, one special classic collection pack, and other accessories, with a manufacturer's suggested retail price, or MSRP, of $180 for each box. So for any collector who wants these specific cards, you are looking at a mandatory baseline investment of $360 plus tax before opening a single additional booster pack. This is a fundamental shift. During the 25th anniversary celebrations, the fan favorite classic collection reprints were available in the standard booster packs. The UPC was a premium product, but it wasn't a bottleneck for the most coveted cards. For the 30th anniversary, the most sought-after cards have been deliberately carved out of the main set, and it sends a very clear message. This celebrations is for a very specific type of collector, one whose passion is backed by a significant budget. If the story ended with two $180 boxes, it would be a frustrating situation, but that's the official price. The real nightmare begins when you actually try to buy them. The primary problem isn't what these boxes cost at a store, but the fact that most people will never see them on a shelf. Based on years of high demand releases, a multi-stage distribution failure is happening. First, allocation to retailers is extremely limited. Big box stores do get a decent amount of stock, and local game stores are lucky to get a few handfuls. The vast majority of publicly available stock, though, is sold through online websites like Pokemon Center, Walmart, Target, and Best Buy. This is where the nightmare truly begins. The second these ultra premium collections go live, they are going to be targeted by an army of scalpers and their bots. We've seen it time and time again. These automated programs find ways to bypass online queues and complete numerous purchases before humans even have a chance to enter their payment information. So where does that leave collectors? Forced onto secondary market sites like eBay or TCG Player, where market price is set, and in this market, the price is dictated by the scalpers who now control the majority of the supply. Those $180 UPCs for Espeon and Umbreon reappear on the resale market almost instantly with a new price tag, $400, $500, even $600 each. Suddenly, the $360 investment required to get those favorite cards ballooned to over $1,200. And that's $1,200 not paid to a retailer, but to a reseller who exploited a broken system. This is the sad reality. The MSRP is a fantasy for most fans, and the hobby transforms into a scalper's gauntlet. It's a celebration where the most desirable items aren't just expensive, They're weaponized against the actual fans, held hostage behind a four-figure paywall on the secondary market. For anyone who's been in the hobby for the last few years, none of this is surprising. It is the predictable, if unfortunate, conclusion to a pattern of behavior that has been building for years. The apprehension we're all feeling isn't just about the 30th anniversary, it's the result of learned behavior. We've all been trained to expect this. Now, let's think back to the launch of the Van Gogh Pikachu promo, and what should have been a beautiful collaboration turned into a chaotic scene at the museum, with scalpers overwhelming the event. The subsequent online release was also a disaster, leaving many fans who met the purchase requirements without the promised card. And it left a scar on the community and a feeling that even the most well-intentioned events could be consumed by market forces. Now consider the history of online drops from the Pokémon Center and other major retailers like Walmart, Target, and Best Buy. For major releases, it has been widely reported that bot operators were able to check out tens of thousands of items before the queue even opened to the public. For other high-demand items, they sell out in minutes, leaving legitimate fans who waited for hours in line with nothing. As of today, while the set has been announced and details released, pre-orders have not yet gone live for most major retailers. This isn't a comfort, it's the quiet before the storm, as we all know that the scalpers and their bot farms are preparing to hit the stock the second it goes live. The Pokemon Company and other major retailers have struggled to meaningfully address this issue, and we are now headed into the biggest release in the TCG's history with the same exploitable systems. This history is precisely why the secondary market nightmare is a reality. The core issue is a distribution and sales system that is unable to withstand pressure from those who wish to exploit it. The scalpers don't just find loopholes, they thrive because the system enables them. For the average collector, this means their passion is pitted against an industrial scale resale operation every single time. The collector almost always loses. This creates an environment where collectors are forced to make a difficult choice. Do you pay the exorbitant secondary market price, fueling the very system that shut you out? Or do you simply accept that you will never get the cards you want? The one option that is off the table is walking into a store and buying a product for its intended price. This is the pattern of failure we've been watching unfold, and the 30th anniversary is the grand finale. So why is this happening? Why has the Pokemon Company, a brand built on accessibility, structured its biggest celebration in a way that alienates its most dedicated fans? The simple answer is that demand for Pokemon products has never been higher, and they know that no matter the price, the products will sell out. But the real why is deeper, and it's where we see the message this strategy sends to different parts of the community. For the dedicated collector, this structure sends out a signal of contempt. Whether you're just trying to complete a master set or collect every evolution, the hobby is of one passion. By locking the most desirable cards behind a system that creates $1,200 price tags on the secondary market, you are telling these collectors that their passion is only valid if it's backed by an enormous bank account. It changes the hobby from a treasure hunt into a financial endurance test. That's the pressure point number one. For the casual fan, the parent, the child, the message is one of exclusion. The 30th anniversary should be a time when a parent who grew up with base set can share that excitement with their child. But how do you do that when every product vanishes from shelves instantly, only to reappear online for triple the price? You are creating a barrier to entry. The all foil format or the guaranteed Pikachu in every pack is a hollow gesture when the pack itself is unobtainable. Pressure point number two is the message this sends to the engaged community, the content creators, the tournament organizers, and local players who keep the game alive. The decision to create artificial scarcity with UPC promos combined with a distribution system that is easily exploited by scalpers plays directly into the hand of those who see Pokemon cards not as collectibles, but as financial assets intended to be flipped. It prioritizes the reseller over the player who just wants to build a deck or the collector who wants their Espeon card. This entire strategy forgets what made Pokemon a global phenomenon: the joy of the hunt, the thrill of opening a pack, the ability to share that experience. This structure systematically dismantles each of those pillars. The hunt is gone when the chase cards aren't in the packs. The thrill is gone when the market is so brutally manipulated, and sharing the experience is diminished when so many are just priced out. It's a celebration, but the question becomes, is it a celebration for us, or is it a celebration of how much money can be extracted from a loyal fan base? So, to bring it all back, the 30th celebration is a paradox. It is simultaneously one of the most ambitious and exciting concepts of a set, yet it is also a masterclass in generating community anxiety. Locking key cards in the most expensive boxes creates a nightmare for collectors. Distribution failures and a flawed online system create a scalper's paradise, turning a $360 buy-in into a four-figure nightmare on the secondary market. This is all connected to a painful history of botched releases and a system that is just utterly broken. These factors combine to create a pervasive sense of apprehension. It's the apprehension of knowing that your chance to participate comes down to a few frantic seconds in an online queue against an army of bots. It's the apprehension of knowing products will be sold out everywhere before you even have the chance to buy them at a fair price. It's the feeling that the thing you love is being leveraged against you. The 30th anniversary of the Pokemon TCG should have been a victory lap. Instead, for many of us, it feels like we're bracing for impact. Now, the most important question is, what do you think? Now, I want the full range of opinions in the comments. How are you feeling heading into the 30th anniversary? Are you hyped, or are you concerned about these outcomes? Do you believe that the Pokemon Company will take a different approach this time? Let me know your thoughts and strategies in the comments down below, and let's talk about it.